Hello and welcome back to Spike Piledriver. Today we're going to book our very first show on Total Extreme Wrestling 9. If you enjoy this video, please give it a big like and subscribe to the channel. So, as we mentioned in a previous video, I'm going to do a quick trial save with the SWF and try and book a weekly TV show with a completely unfamiliar roster and basically go through the process of booking shows and how to form through the night a weekly TV show. So I'm going to go from the very beginning. We've got all the new pre-show sections of the game to go through, and then we'll start booking. We'll probably book half the card essentially, then use the auto booker and see what happens at the end of the show as well, rather than trying to book the absolute full 2 hours in this video because it might get a little bit long. So as you can see here on this screen, we have got several new things to do at the beginning of the game, beginning of a show. We can give people the night off if we know we aren't going to use them. And now, given the fact that I don't really know who's in my roster, I'm probably not going to suggest giving anyone the night off. So can we skip that? Yes, we can skip that. Just click the little X in the top corner, make sure it's not the big X on the one. So once we've done that, we can't go back. So what that does is basically it tells people that they're not needed, so they don't travel and they don't get pissed off with you if you don't use them. So it kind of, if you know you aren't going to use some of your bigger stars who would be expecting to be used every show, give them the night off. It will avoid some headaches later on. Right, speaking of headaches later on, something to avoid, something to cause them or avoid them, I don't know. Basically select your venue and then the game will then go through all pre-show events. I don't know what I'm doing that for, but it will go through all your pre-show events rather than, so there's new things like travel issues or different things like that. So if you've got the events selected in a location, the game will then simulate all of the pre-show events and don't give you the opportunity to then avoid some of them by moving around locations. It just makes sense to do it in this order. I'm just going to select a generic venue in New England, and we can't change that now. We're locked in. Broadcasters can't be changed because it's fixed for the TV shows. There aren't any pre-show incidents, so we don't have to handle any of those. Now we're going to the booking team meeting, and obviously I'm the only person on the booking team, so there's not much I can do here. I do generate 80 creative energy, and we need 40, I believe, for the show, 20 per hour. So we've got 40 left. We can spend that creative energy on other things like angles, creative finishes, gimmicks, storylines, characters. I'm going to just, because we want to see what it looks like, create an angle idea and spend that 40 creative energy on an angle. And it's an angle for Remo. Bit of a gamble. We'll try it. We'll go with that one. We'll involve him in the show. Right, we'll go with that. And that's it. I think we've now used all of our creative energy. Is that right? Yeah. Okay, let's move on. Locker room incidents. So this is the usual pre-show incidents that were in the previous game. Randy Unleashed and High Flying Hawaiian are travel buddies. Good for them. Okay. I don't have anything to do there. Wonderful. Rocky Golden and Rogue have been hanging around together. Great. It's all good stuff. Okay, no bad incidents before the show. We can now make pre-show comments to the locker room. We'll try it. See what we can do. I mean, I don't have to. I'm not going to pull a rib. I don't want to fire anyone. There's nothing to intervene in or call out. No, I'm just going to go with team bonding. Bring everyone together. Oh, look at that. Everyone is happy. All of that is good. Let's just end the video there. We won't even go into, we've just given an inspirational speech. Well done. Right, let's go into actually booking the show now. There are nothing pre-booked for the show, which is because I've not booked anything. And now we just have, basically, we can go through and book the show. So we can go to the office. We've got an evening version of the office. So there's certain things you can't change, certain things you can still edit and go into, but we don't need to know that. We're just going to go straight into booking the show. So this looks familiar to previous games. We've got a booking analysis page here, which will tell you basically when everyone was last used, how many storylines you've furthered, any match aims that you've not used that you should have used according to your product. So we can keep an eye on that as we go through. Auto Booker is there as well to fill out the rest of the card when we get there. You can look at your roster, your titles, teams, everything like that. But first, we're going to start using the new angle editor or angle creator and go through how to create a new angle. You can do up to 5 parts, so we can just go through, and this is the show opener as the angle. Can be saved in the show's history, and scripted or improvised as the dialogue. And I think as part of the product, everything has to be scripted. So if we go in now on part 1, we're going to say, because we're going to go in the ring, it's going to be for about 6 minutes. We're going to have our champion Rocky addressing his challengers. So it's an angle, it's live, and it's serious. Yeah, we'll go with that. Okay, so we want to add in Rocky Golden, wherever he is. He is going to be a speaking role, if we can find. Where are we? Cutting a promo. There we go. Add him in. And then we've got Rocky Golden cutting a promo, and he's going to be cutting a promo on his opponent at the next pay-per-view, the guy he's in a storyline with, who is Des Davids. He is going to be not on screen. He can be the subject. No, where's the subject of a video? Not really a subject of a video. Cameo appearance, invitation, non-speaking appearance, off-screen. I think that's probably, he's the subject of the in-ring interview, and this is where you add in whether it's a success to the storyline or a turning or anything like that. And we'll just say advance the storyline, and we'll advance Golden versus Davids. Add that note in there. Okay, excellent. We can come out of that one. So that is part 1, but then we're going to add a new part. And how we go? Save details first. So that's saved part 1 of the angle. So we're currently at 6 minutes. We're going to add a new part. We can make a copy of the part if we want to keep the same people involved as we did previously, but we're going to add a new part, and this is going to be Rocky being interrupted by the Rat Pack. So there we go. And now what we can do here is in the ring still. We're going to have 4 minutes. Still angle, still live. And then we need to try and remember who's in the Rat Pack. Now, that is a question. I need to quickly go to my roster. And do I know? I don't want to go to... Where's my... It is going to be roster I have to go to. So, Hollywood Bret Starr is the guy who was kicked out. It was Spencer Spade, who is the new leader of the Rat Pack. There we go. So we'll put him as the guy who's interrupting. Hopefully he's got decent enough mic skills to... Yeah, he does. Okay, he can be in the talking role in this one. So quick add into part 2. We'll have Spencer Spade in a promo. Cutting a promo. There we go. Add him in. Rocky is going to be non-speaking in the background. And there we go. And then the other guys in the Rat Pack, if we can find them. See, this is what happens when you don't really know your roster. I'm just going to cycle through until I see someone who's got the Rat Pack background, because that is how I'm going to determine who's in this. Right, so it's Justin Sensitive. Who else is he with? Is it... No, Justin Sensitive. Paul Huntington. I'm sure there's another one. Maybe that's it. Okay, we'll go with that. And we'll potentially add them later. So Justin Sensitive in a background player. Paul Huntington as background player as well. So Rocky's interrupting there. We'll save that one. And we will make a copy of part 2 and main event match made in the ring again. So we shall see. Works in part 3. We want to now put Rocky to a speaking role, cutting a promo, update. So dueling promo between Rocky and Spencer to make tonight's main event, and the rest of the Rat Pack can just be in the background. Right, save details there. You can then add in segment output. So Rocky addresses Davids ahead of pay-per-view match. This is going to be quick notes because, you know, Rat Pack interrupt. Spade versus Rocky made for main event. There we go. That is tonight's main event made in an angle, and we'll have a post-show angle main event angle that includes Des Davids later in. So that's going to open our show. Save everything there. Road Agent's notes. We're going to advance the storyline just for that storyline we've done, so we don't need to add anything else in there. And now, has everything updated, saved? Yep. Can we just close? That's just broken up. Don't just hit close. Apparently that's not how you add to the... There's a book segment button down here. I'm going to have to do all that again. Right, I'll do that again, and we'll be back in a second. Okay, so we've done all that again and saved it this time and hit the book segment button. Don't hit the cross in the top corner. It will ruin all of the work you've just put in. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have a quick look at our product and see if there are anything restricting our match length times. Matches less than 15 minutes will not be able to achieve world-class scores. Okay, that doesn't suggest we have an absolute maximum limit on matches. So we're going to add our match, main event. Okay, so how do we go through here? We want to go Rocky Golden against Spencer Spade. We're going to have it. Save that. Obviously, there could be a title match. If you want to add titles in here, you can do, but we're going to go with a non-title main event. Make it 16 minutes. And there we go. So, Road Agent notes. We want the match to be scripted and regular. We want Rocky Golden to win by disqualification. How do we get through there? DQ finish. Add outside interference. Yeah, we want Des Davids to attack Rocky Golden at the end of the match to bring a disqualification and ruin our main event. So that's how we're doing there. We're going to book that segment. It's going to tell us that the title holder is in the match. Do we want to continue? Not. We're going to have a non-title match. That's fine. Same with the North American title. Obviously, both champions. It's champion versus champion. We're not having a title match. So we're going to move that one into our main event slot. But then we're going to have a post-main event angle where basically the Rat Pack and Davids attack Rocky Golden. But then Bret Starr comes out and makes the save to bring those two storylines together. So, Rocky is attacked is part one. We'll just have that as a few minutes. 3 minutes in the ring. Angle, live, serious. Rocky Golden is going to be victim. And then we've got Des Davids as attacker. Spencer Spade as attacker. And then we'll have Paul, what's his name? He can be attacking. Justin Sensitive, he can be attacking. And then, where is he? Monty Trescar. He can attack as well. We'll save details for part one. We'll copy part one into part two. And then Star makes the save if I can click in the right place. And then what we want to do is we need to be finding Hollywood Bret Starr. And he is going to... Can we do anything here? We'll go with fighting. And then Spencer Spade can be fighting as well. Rocky Golden can fight back. He's going to be fighting. Hitting update every time you change anyone's thing there. We do that. And then we'll have the other members sort of... I've realised that I've got Justice Jolson in there and not... where's Justice Jolson? We want to remove him from there, and we want Justin Sensitive to be that one. He can be in that one. We've put the wrong person in the angle. Remove him from the angle. Right, okay. Oh, that's how you can click stables. If you click stables there, you can go through and check who's in the stable. That's handy, that is. Okay, so where were we for part two? Star makes a save, so they're fighting. Des Davids needs to now be fighting as well. If we go through here. So this is a little bit slower to get what you want, but I think ultimately you can do more. He can now be in the background. There we go. Paul Huntington. So I think there's more freedom to do different things with angles when you're building them up and linking them together, but I think it's going to take a little bit of time to get used to as you go through, if you're not used to sort of branching angles and linking things together. We're going to have those as the background players there. So save details there. Rocky is attacked by David and Rat Pack. Star makes the save and they fight attackers away. And they just fight. We'll go with that. They just fight. Just a couple of bullet points there as sort of what's happening. So we want minor storyline victory for Brett Starr, I believe, in there. Spencer Spade can have that. And then equally for here, we'll have Rocky Golden and Des David. So he's attempted to get an attack in after the match, but they've been fought away. So we kept those storylines going. We could add bumps into the angles as well, but we'll just go with minor storyline victories just to keep those storylines ticking over. Save all the details, book the segment, cannot be blank. Okay, show closer. Show ending brawl. There we go. And save the segment. That's saved there. Excellent. Move that up to... So there are the 3 angles around our main event storyline. We'll probably have... In fact, have we got an interviewer in our roster? We'll search for non-wrestlers. Non-wrestlers, there we go. Search for who is an interviewer. Backstage color. No. Play-by-play. Okay, we might go with Franklin Fumier as our interviewer backstage. Okay, we will do. Franklin, you're going to interview our champion or our challenger potentially. So we'll go with David's interviewed about main event. It's going to be just a couple of minutes, 3 minutes. Backstage angle, pre-taped. Serious. Okay, so Des Davids is going to be being interviewed. Franklin, what's his face? Fumier is the interviewer, and Rocky Golden can be our subject, or where's the word? Off screen. There we go. Save details. Part 1, just interview. David's talks about pay-per-view main event, and you can hint in that he's going to interrupt the the non-title match later in the show. Okay, that's advancing that one. Book the segment there. Wonderful. That is doing that. That can happen at some point in the middle of the show. Have I run out of characters to put an T on the end? No, I haven't. I just can't spell. And we'll also have a match involving Hollywood Brett Starr and someone from the Rat Pack. We'll go with Justin, what's his face? There we go, Justin Sensitive. He can be our sacrificial lamb. And we'll go through what is the product that we need to have a match for. We need, where's it gone? Storytelling, okay. We'll have this one be a storytelling match. The winner, though, will be Brett Starr, and it will be just a normal. That's fine. We don't need to do anything other than that. We just want him to win. Storytelling match, scripted, excellent, done. 10 minutes, make it 8. Book the segment, and we'll drop that one in the middle of the show as well. If we move that one up to about there. So that's kind of our 2 storylines that we've added in. We're kind of going through the process of adding angles, adding matches. I'm now going to use the auto booker to kind of fill out the rest of the show. If we do, takes into account any segments you've already booked and avoid using injuries who have already been excluded. Okay, so we'll just book the whole show from here and see what it does, and we can edit the rest of it in later. I'm able to add 9 segments to the show. Where has it put them? Right, can I just move things down? So my show ending brawl needs to actually be ending the show. This is what happens when you put the auto booker in as well. Just insensitive has been moved. This okay, we don't want all of this going on. Yes, we want that on the main card. We want that on the main card as well. That's going to be our main event. We're going to have the show opener actually opening the show. We'll move it here. That one, perfect. David is interviewed about. We don't want an interview with that one. Who's in this? Brandon James dead. We don't need those guys. That can be removed in a second. So that one, we just get rid of that. Yeah, we don't want Brandon James dead. Dave's in the sky. That's fine. We're looking now. Okay, we can start show again. We've got our segments done. We've just got a little bit of an overrun. Yeah, let's just make sure that this one is moved up a little bit further because it's about the main event. We'll pop that one. Before that match, we've got all the interviews just in a random place. The Awesomeness, where's their interview? Okay, just insensitive. Okay, no, so he can be moved. That interview can be moved after the match. Gone backstage, pre-tape, wonderful. Randy Unleashed is somewhere there. The Awesomeness are there, so we just need to move the segments around so they make a little bit more sense. Put that there. Is that right? That'll do that one there. That one can move there as well. So we've got interviews before matches, show opening angle. That's kind of okay. We'll just go with that. We're not going to do anything in the pre-show. We've kind of just booked. It's difficult to get a flow. This is what I was saying in the other video. It's difficult to get a flow going with shows if you aren't familiar with your roster and you don't really know what's going on. So it's kind of easier to just add the auto booker in if you're doing it for the first time. It's going to help. It give you an idea of what's happening. So there's a couple of tag matches added in. A couple of singles matches as well, and a 6-man tag. But we'll go through now the show. If we look at booking analysis, everything, there's no issues. Everyone who's supposed to be used is being used. Storylines are being advanced a little bit. We'll just start the show now and see how we get on and have a look what's going on. Right, so the show opening angle where we have those 3 things that are happening, the addressing the main event of the pay-per-view, Rat Pack interrupting, and then the main event for tonight being made. It was come across really well, 80, 62, 65, so Rocky Golden lifting the segment up with his interview, his promo at the beginning of the show. Loads of people have got great chemistry, brilliant. Got the show off to a strong start and made the crowd hotter. That was the whole point of having that angle. Start the show off hot, make the main event. Kind of gives you that late 90s, early 2000s Raw kind of feel. Right, next segment, we'll go in. Hollywood Bret Starr wins his match, 64. Keeps the storyline advancing. He kind of pulled the match up. It was telling a story, kept the crowd hot. Commentary gave the match a boost. Wonderful. It's done everything we need to do. Segment rating 64. Excellent. Wrestling only 54. But we'll go with that. Next up, these are now into the stuff we didn't do that the auto booker did. So some interviews with tag teams, the next tag team, and then they have a tag team match. Domination defending their titles against the Dallas Cowboys. Again, good segment rating. Crowd is very hot. Excellent. We're going to have another couple of segments with a couple of tag teams, kind of following the same format. 72 rating, 68 rating. Crowd's very hot now. Great chemistry when teaming together. This tag team specialist bonus. Excellent. So the Awesomeness pull off the victory there. 65 rating. Great. Now we're going to go into the things we've booked in a second. This one kind of both guys off their game in this one, brought the rating down to a 56. The crowd is still very hot though, so that's fine. And we go in now into this. I think this is the final one that we didn't book, but that 6-man tag, basically getting the bad guys a victory. Another 65 rating. Crowd still very hot. Crowd rating at a 70. Wrestling rating 65. Pretty good chemistry as well. For the manager at ringside with Brandon James. And then now into the final segment we made where Des Davis, after his match, has a pre-taped interview about the pay-per-view main event against Rocky Golden. That's kind of ticked our storyline over. Only a 63 rating, but that is still okay. Main event though, obviously excellent. 84 is the segment rating. Wrestling rating 76. Rocky Golden again, in-ring performance of 80, keeping things at a good standard. Crowd rating 79. Segment overall 84. Great chemistry with Spencer Spade and Dulce Moreno. And the match ended with an attack by Des Davis running in, getting disqualified, ending the main event there. And the angle at the end was a little bit of a letdown. Probably included too many background players to really get things underway. But we got there in the end. The 2 storylines advanced. Brilliant. Everyone comes across well. Who needs to. Rocky Golden looked good. Des Davis comes across well. Segment rating 68. Finishes the show okay. 72 overall rating. Lost popularity in 11 regions, never mind. Increased in 5. Would have gained more in Mexico, but limited number of viewers there from the TV show. But that is a show. We've done it. We've managed to just about book a show. The main event was very good. Some of the angles let it down. Some of the earlier matches as well, not quite as good. But we kind of kept the flow from the show opening angle and got all the way to the end in a decent-ish. Nothing was too bad. I mean, could have probably done a little bit better, but with more refinement and not using so much of the auto booker, we probably would have managed to get a good show under the under our belts. So now after the event, we can go through everything here. So post-show speeches can only be done with an event rather than a TV show. Nothing there. No injuries to review as well, so that's skipped. Financial report at the end of each show is new. We can see how much we made or lost based on each show. Got plenty of broadcast revenue, ticket sales, workers' costs are more detailed. You can break them down if it's got an asterisk there as well. Show costs, marketing. Overall profit 350k on the show, which is pretty decent, I'd say. Got no frame of reference for that, but never mind. Popularity recap, down to 78 everywhere. Up in Mexico though, so there you go. I mean, is it yellow? No. So is yellow shown not long? Okay, no. Information on gains highlighted in yellow are gains, red losses. So we could have done a little bit better, but never mind, we're okay. Post-show complete. That is the end of booking our first show. As you can see, if you aren't massively familiar with your roster, you're going to have to click back and look at who's in each stable before you do angles, possibly. I found using the quick add to angle bit easier than going into the main page and going through everyone like that, but you get soon get a flow of how to work through doing angles. But the angle creator is a little bit fiddly to begin with, but I think once you get used to it and go through it a bit more, there the TV ratings are 2.72, 2 million viewers. But yeah, with the angle creator, I think once you get through sort of a flow of how to do things a little bit more, you'll be able to get a better workflow and a better appreciation of how to do the angles and how to do them quickly, so it won't be such a slog. But I think taking the time to learn all the different roles you can introduce in angles, how you can link them together and bridge them together, will be able to basically create a lot more different angles than you would with the preset things in the previous game. So there you go. If you've enjoyed this video where we've gone through booking a show on an unknown roster for the very first time, please let me know in the comments how you would do things differently if you've been playing the game, or if you found things really interesting because you haven't seen them yet. Let me know in the comments. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and hang around for some more content. We're going to be starting a Let's Play series very, very soon here on Spike Power Driver. Once again, I've been Anders, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.